I recently read a report on the 3 most common phobias in America. Fear of flying was number 3. Fear of public speaking was number 2. Arachnophobia, the fear of spiders, was number 1. Now, no matter what my wife may say, I'm not arachnophobic. Arachnophobia is the irrational fear of spiders. My fears happen to be perfectly rational. I can trace them back to my early childhood when at the age of 5, I spotted a rather large spider scurrying across the floor. My dad encouraged me to kill it, so being the obedient child that I was, I marched over to the spider and stepped on it. In a cruel twist of fate, the spider escaped unharmed and disappeared under a cabinet. I'll never forget what my father said next. "You shouldn't have let it get away. Now it's going to get you." Well, maybe I don't remember the laughter, but I do remember waking up the next morning with 3 spider bites on my right leg. To this day, I can't kill a spider without imagining what the consequences will be if I fail. Growing up with this rational fear of spiders has been fraught with problems. I've had to endure teasing and jokes from friends and family. In my teens, my neighbors thought I was a rather peculiar child. You see, our backyard had a variety of fruit trees that spiders love to nest in. Before I could mow the lawn, I had to clear the spider webs stretching from tree to tree. I found a small shovel most effective. My neighbors didn't realize it, but I knew they were watching me.
"Marge, dear, it's that peculiar boy next door again. He's walking through the yard swinging a shovel around."
Poor child. Something wrong in the head. Improper upbringing, I say.
Inevitably, the spiders would mysteriously reconstruct their webs before I could finish mowing the lawn. It wasn't long before I became ensnared in one of them.
"There he goes again. He's jumping around, beating himself now."
Such a sad sight. God knows what's in store for him. He'll probably grow up to be one of those disturbed people who sits around all day writing books.
Even my mother was unrelenting when it came to my fear of spiders. On one occasion, I turned away from her for only a moment and felt something brush against my back. I spun around to see her, cleaver in hand, standing over 2 halves of a spider the size of a baseball that had been crawling up my back. She tried to hide it, but I swear she was smirking at me. Now, somehow, they've gotten to my wife. With a reckless abandon, Lois will grind a spider into the ground as if it were no more than a cigarette butt someone had left smoldering on the sidewalk. Foolish, foolish woman! Luckily for her, she rarely misses. And when she does, the spiders take it out on me, not her. Over the years, I've developed strategies for dealing with spiders. Here are some simple tactics you can use to combat spiders. Tactic 1. Drown the critter. Spiders are notorious peeping toms and have been known to frequent showers and tubs. On such an occasion, I resort to turning the water on full force and spraying the fiend until it washes down the drain. Still, keep an eye on that drain until you're safely out of the shower. On more than one occasion, I've seen a myriad of spider eyes staring back at me from the depths of the drain. Perverts. Tactic 2. Bug spray. While other kids in school carried around Swiss Army knives, handguns, and semi-automatic weapons, you wouldn't catch me dead without a can of Raid. I kept an extra can tucked under my pillow at night for those late-night visitors. Many a foolish spider has crossed my path unaware of my arsenal, only to crawl away gasping for breath and shuddering in its death throes. Following such a kill, I would empty several of the precious cans around my bed in an effort to prevent any nighttime counterattacks. Tactic 3. Get someone else to kill it. This is most effective if the person is unrelated to you or at least doesn't share the same bed. If you live alone, you may have to wait for a friend to come by for a visit, then casually point out the spider in the corner of the room with a web that is slowly developing into a high-rise condo. Suggest to them that they get rid of it while you do something equally unpleasant, like sticking your hand in the garbage disposal. No doubt you have encountered one of those foolhardy individuals who points out that spiders are our friends and should be left alone. They say that spiders are beneficial bugs that help control our household pests. They'll even go so far as to say that spiders are not bloodthirsty vampires and only a few varieties are known to bite people. These are the real arachnophobes. They are so overcome with fear that they make up lies that spiders are harmless, innocent creatures, so they can avoid them altogether. If these fools had their way, we would all be overcome in a web of our own undoing. Don't be fooled by their propaganda. Watch out for those spiders lurking in tubs and sinks. Be prepared to douse them with a lethal dose of Raid, and surround yourself with friends and family gullible enough to kill a spider without hesitation. Heed my warning, because you never know when they will attack. Now, it's obvious why so many people suffer from arachnophobia in America today. But as you can plainly see, I am not one of them.